Hello and welcome to Raconteurs News Preview for this Saturday. It's the 8th of December. Myself and Webby are supposed to be here, but Webby has not managed to get here at the moment, so we don't know where he is or what he's doing. But we discussed this earlier on, and he's for some reason he's not able to join us this afternoon. But anyway, if he does join us at any point throughout this just very short preview, just going to let you know what's going on this week and what plans we've got going forward as well. So it's just me, Jason Holmes, today with me. Yeah, that's it. If I take my glasses off, you can see my eyes a lot better. I've got lovely eyes. See, look how blue they are. That's all done. Oh, hang on. Here we go. Got a message. Is that from Webby? Is always running a bit late, he says. So, okay. I'm just going to text him back on now. Jump on when you can. Can you see how fast I can type? I'm like one of them. You know them. You see them in mainly Southeast Asian, Chinese or Japanese or one of the Korean or something like that, and they text in and they can do like 400 words in fuck all seconds. And yeah, as you can see, that's me. But anyway, I hope you're having a good weekend. It's been all right here. I've had a couple of beers this afternoon, and so I'm all loosened up and everything. I've got a joint here. I've had a couple of joints as well. So I just wanted to talk. We just wanted to go through what we're going on about this week. But I'll tell you what. First of all, I'd like to start. Let's go on about what's going on in France. What is going on in France? Does anybody know what's going on in France? I've seen reports that it's a huge revolution type thing, and I've also seen reports to say that it's a false flag and it's all staged and everything. But I mean, there has got to be some point where you decide that not everything is staged and not everything is born out of some nefarious means. You know, this seems to me to be. It seems to have started out with the fuel prices, and then Macron seems to be absolutely knackered as president of France, and no wonder as well. I mean, he's just been he's a Goldman Sachs guy, and he's been a sellout to the New World Order. So, you know, I just wanted to just draw people's attention to what's going on in France, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens tomorrow in London, because I know that there's a big, huge Brexit march going on in London tomorrow. I know because Dave Sumner, who we've had on Raconteurs News, is on his way down there. I'm going to send him a video message a little bit later on, just to offer me support, just to him, and of course to the people that are there are wanting Brexit as well. Because let's face it, we voted for Brexit, and we didn't vote. We knew what we were voting for. We knew what was. We knew what was really perhaps going to happen as well, because it was, there was never really any real appetite to leave in the mainstream media, shall we say. It was all, which it still isn't. And this is another thing that we're going to have to overcome as well, because what is happening is we've got media that are leading people down a garden path, telling them lies, and I think, you know, where we talk about going into Westminster and getting the politicians out, I think more importantly, and an easier target as well, is to target the media. You know, get involved, try to get onto anything, because the media are the people that are allowing this to happen. The people behind it are obviously evil, but the facilitators, shall we call them, are the media, and the media should be the ones that are held to account, that should be not immune from being yeah, from taking the consequences of what they've been doing, which they have been doing. We're taking money. The media's a huge industry. We know it is. They get paid far more money than somebody that does something that's actually useful, like a doctor or a surgeon or a nurse or even a bog cleaner. So they get far more money than anybody else. They get a lot better rewarded, and yet what they're doing is the facilitating these people that are basically raping everybody on the planet. And the people of France seem to have been rising up about it. I think it's about fourth weekend that it's been happening. So hopefully things will go down peacefully tomorrow on the Brexit march. But what needs to happen is we need to. The message needs to be loud and clear that we're not going to accept anything other than Brexit. We need to be out, and that's what we voted for, and that's what we should have. And if we don't get that, then there's no other way that I can see. As Dwight Schrute said on the US office, which I'd recommend anybody watches, but he said he quoted a speech, and I think it was a Mussolini speech, and the first line of it was the wheels of blood alone is the mover of the wheels of history, and I think that's probably where it's going to end up and where it's going to be. Anyway, we've still not got Webby here, so I'm just going to tell you what we've got coming up on Monday. We've got Dave von Kleist. Dave von Kleist, we've had him on before. You can see I'm reading. I've got it all written down here. These are my notes for today. So, yeah, we've got Dave von Kleist on Monday. He's the director and the maker. He's a filmmaker. He's a musician. He's a journalist. He's a all-round good guy. We really enjoyed it, and I think we kickstarted him last time we had him on. I think Webby got him on last time, but Webby wasn't able to be in on the interview, so it was myself and the one and Andy. So we're going to call him the one that shall not be named, but I don't want to start any conspiracy theories or anything like that. But no, it was me and Andy that was speaking to him. So I would imagine that Webby's pretty keen to speak to Dave von Kleist. Dave von Kleist is the director and filmmaker. He made 9/11 in Plain Sight, which I've got to admit is the first 9/11 film that I watched, and also 9/11 Ripple Effect. He was out of the scene for quite a long time. He's just started again, and it seemed that here at Raconteurs News, that was the spur for him to start. And I know he's been doing some radio stuff and stuff like that. So it'd be very interesting to speak to him, Dave von Kleist. That is on Monday's show, I believe. It is Monday's show from 7 till 9. So tune in at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Not tomorrow night. Fucking hell, keep getting my days all mixed up. Monday night, and on Tuesday we've got Colin Worrell, another returning guest. Colin Worrell, we've had him on a couple of times. He's the guy that was up in Hull. He's been causing the council some real problems. And again, this is another one that Webby has booked. So I remember the interviews that we've done with him before. Very interesting guest, Colin Worrell, and he's been asking some of the people some very interesting and searching questions which they weren't able to answer, and as a result, he was removed from debates, I believe. That were happening up there in Hull in his local council area. So we'll be speaking to him on Tuesday night, Colin Worrell. So that's Dave von Kleist on Monday and Colin Worrell on Tuesday, and it should be a good week. And we'll also be reporting on what happens tomorrow at the Brexit rally as well, the pro-Brexit rally. I might even try and get Dave Sumner on the phone and see if we can have a chat with him and see what, just a quick update. I might even try and do that tomorrow while he's there and record it so that I can play it on Monday's show. So plenty of things happening here at Raconteurs News. Also, what I'm going to do is I'm trying to. Facebook is a complete and utter fucking joke. I am the funniest bloke that I know, and I obviously write things that I find funny, and therefore I think I'm the funniest bloke in the world. Now I write things, I write statuses up and things like that, and I get very little response. I just see, to be fair, I don't care. I just know that there are certain people that would either like or comment or do something like that. So what I want to do is I want to move away from social media. So I'm going to come off social media. I'm going to come off all social media, Twitter and Facebook. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the forum set up, and the forum is going to be the place where you're going to be able to find out about what's going on here. I'll put the link to the forum in the blah 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 in the chat room now. That's the link to the forum. If you've not got that, if you've not registered on there, you can view on there. There's plenty of information. That forum's been going for a number of years. It's been dormant for a few years as well, but there's lots and lots of great information on there. Register on there. That's eventually where raconteursnews.com is going to be directed, and I'm going to be doing everything through the forum rather than on social media, because you don't get anywhere near to anybody on social media, because it's you know, people, it's shadow banning, as we've discussed it plenty of times on here, and so on a forum, you see something, you click on it, you'll see everything that's been written about it on that by people's opinions, not censored. And that's what I want people to do. I'm going to try and get away from social media. We'll probably leave the Raconteurs News page on there for a certain amount of time, but I certainly am going to be coming away from social media. I think it's done nothing but harm in this country, and the ideals that it was presented, it was sold to us with, have been eroded. It's a little bit like life, you know. You think it's somewhere where you can, it's a free movement of information. People can talk about things and nothing's censored because it's on the internet, and you know, and everything. It's not on the TV, so nothing's censored. But then they found a way of censoring us. They've got us into the social media. They've sort of trapped us there because there's not really very many places to go, and there are many people, many people. And I can guarantee there's probably about 80 or 90% of people who are on the internet are on social media, and so it's somewhere where they can be sheltered from the realities of things that are going on. So what I want to do is I want to create a place where there is no shelter. There's nowhere where you can go and hide. There's no safe space. You know, if someone's got an opinion and it's different to yours, you're going to have to read it. It's going to have to be there. It's going to be there. So I'd encourage people eventually, as soon as I've got things sorted, as soon as I get things sorted, bearing in mind I'm nowhere near as savvy as Andy was on all this stuff, raconteursnews.com will be going to the forum there, and I think that that's a much better way for us to go forward. Not only do we get we'll get real people interacting, there'll be no censorship, but there'll be a certain amount of censorship. There'll be you won't be able to call somebody a cunt without any reason. Let's just say that. But for the moment, anyway, it's uncensored. You can write whatever you want, and people can pull you up on those things as well. Whereas at the moment, if you're on social media, most of the things people write, you don't see. Most of you just don't see anything that might be interesting. You won't see it, and certainly people that are not interested in these sort of issues, in geopolitics, in working out what's going on in financial things, in the bills of exchange, people that are interested in all that sort of stuff aren't going to be hearing it anyway. So we might as well take it to a dedicated place where everybody that's there is interested in the same thing, wants the same answers, or at least wants addressing the same questions. So, you know, we get off social media because it's just a complete and utter waste of time. And to be fair, if I see Toby Lee's dinner one more time, I think I'm probably going to be sick on it. So you know, the social media just seems to be dinners, people's kids, cats, and well, just dog shit really. And the stuff that I see on my feed are mostly irrelevant. and of no interest to me whatsoever. Even though, just let me show you this. I took a picture of this earlier on. Now, anybody that watches this show will understand. You know how the people will say, "Oh, the algorithms on Facebook, they know what you're thinking." Now, do they know what you're thinking, right? Or do they know what's going to put you in a bad mood? What's going to piss you off? That's my point. Today I had this and I took a screenshot of it because I actually couldn't believe it. I thought to myself, all these algorithms, all these billions of pounds that they put in Facebook, all this monitoring, all the words that are coming out of my mouth, everything, all the things that they can see on everything that I've ever done on YouTube, all these shows that I've done, anybody can see where I am and what, where I am politically, where I am, what I'd enjoy and what I'd like and what I'd approve of. Right. So what do Facebook do? They send me this. I'm going to. This pops up on my feed, and it just to me suggests that is it really about what you're interested in, or is it what they know will wind you up? And it's this one. It's there you go. I took a screenshot. Let me just get this. Oh, fuck off. There you go. There's my screenshot. And this is what it says. This is sponsored. So this is algorithm. Facebook have looked at me and thought, right, this guy should see this. I think this is what he should see. Right. I think he'll probably spend money on this. It's called Supporting Israel's Heartland. And it says, this is, here you go. I'll show it you. There you go. You can see it. Can you see that? Fucking hell. I don't know if that's any good. There you go. Supporting Israel's heartland. It says, show your support to Israel's families by joining Lev Hoalam for $99 a month. So they want $100 off you. But that includes free worldwide delivery. You will get a monthly surprise box with goods made by small businesses in Israel. Now, who in their what algorithm in its right mind thinks that I'm going to be interested in that? I'm not interested in that at all. I think Israel's a Zionist apartheid state. It's a disgusting state. I wouldn't want anything to do with a boycott. I always, even when I'm in a supermarket and I'm looking at the vegetables, I'm always checking where they're from. If they're from Israel, they go back. I do not buy things from Israel. Nothing at all. How does that come up on there? That's how good they are. Or is it simply because they know that'll piss me off? What is it? See, this is why you need to get away from social media, and the forum is the way, because it's not censored. What people say, people think, and people are responsible for as well. People are responsible for. They might be able to delete something, but they're still responsible for it. And as long as they can back it up, they can be questioned on it, and people will see it. It won't be hidden from certain people. So the forum's the way forward. I'm going to get that at raconteursnews.com. That's what eventually I'm hoping by next week. After I've done the show, so by next week, I'm hoping that raconteursnews.com is going to go to the forum. Then we can start phasing out the social media, because social media is not social media. It's social engineering, essentially. So opt out of social engineering. We should be doing that anyway. I just want to have a look in the chat room. Hello to everyone in the chat room. Apple Charlotte's in there. You Pies. James Owen, Car Dinny, Apple Charlotte, good people in there. I'm just trying to read. And Dinny's in there. Andy Young's there as well. How are you doing, Andy? He says I might get a free nuke. Yeah, so if I sign up to that, one of my surprises that I get from Israel once a month for me, $99, may be a nuke. I doubt it very much. It's probably just a few old manky peppers and then I don't know, a dead Palestinian child, as Super Leeds says, which is I don't want to I don't want to make that sound curt or anything like that, but Leeds has got a point there that a dead Palestinian child, that's probably what they would be what they would be sending if they could get away with that. But they get away with just about everything else anyway. Israel, I'm not going to start on Israel tonight because I really haven't got enough time. 22 minutes past. We've been on for 22 minutes. Webby's still not managed to get here. He sent me a message to say he's running a little bit behind. I think he's probably explaining the bills of exchange to a bus driver or something like that. So after going into town to see Father Christmas and asking for some promissory notes or something like that. I don't know. I ain't got a clue what he's been doing, but I'm just making some facetious up. I did see... Oh right, okay, yeah, I did see. He did post something. I'd like to. In fact, I'd love to ask him if he were here, but he's not here. He apparently people from Lee, where he lives in Lancashire, are called levers or something like that. It just made me think that perhaps that's where the saying "hell for leather" comes from when somebody from Lee dies. Yeah, we'll probably not go there. Anyway, we've got a good shows this week. Tune in Monday and Tuesday. Don't forget, we're not broadcasters. We're just blokes. Me in my living room with me. Oh, hey! I ain't even got a bleeding real leg. Me mind a bleeding real radio show. So. We'll see you Monday and Tuesday. Take it easy. Hopefully, Webby will be. Well, he will be there. I know he will be. Monday's Dave von Kleist. Looking forward to that. Tuesday, it's Colin Worrell. Looking forward to that as well. Good luck to everybody who's going to the Brexit rally tomorrow. And I mean that because I voted Brexit. I think Brexit is an important part. I think a lot of this French stuff, I don't really know what's going on. I don't really try to get too involved in it and too deep into it in case sometimes you fall down a tangent, don't you? You fall into a trap and you support something that's perhaps not worthy of your support. But the Brexit rally tomorrow is definitely going to be worthy of your support. Everybody who's going, have a good time, stay safe, keep your eye visors on as well, and then people will be able to spot you. So from me, I'll see you on Monday and on Tuesday. Take it easy. Ta-ra a bit.